Makato and the cowrie shell. Once upon a time, there was a boy whose name was Makato. He was an orphan, for his father and mother had died when he was very young. He had no brothers, sisters, cousins, or friends to take care of him, so he had to make a living for himself. He did every kind of work, carrying heavy things, clearing away the forest, and feeding pigs. He never idled over his work, and although he was paid only a small wage, he was satisfied. He knew that if he did not work hard, he would starve. Wherever he went, his employers praised him for being sensible, hardworking, good-tempered, and cheerful. One fine evening, after he had finished chopping up a big pile of wood, he sat down for a rest and thought of all he would like to do in the future. He wanted to try his luck in far-off strange land, for he longed for exciting adventures. "What are you thinking about so deeply, my boy?" "I would like to go on a journey for adventure," said Makato, pointing to the northeast. "I've heard that the land over there is fertile and the people are kind. I wish I could see that land for myself." "The land you wish to go is called Sukhothai. They say Pararuang of Sukhothai is a very kind-hearted king. You might be lucky if you could go there." Some time later, Makato decided to try his fortune. He left his village and set out into the wide world. He walked along cheerfully, enjoying new sights and trying to the people he met on the way. After a month's journey, he reached a village on the frontier of a kingdom of Sukhothai. "Please, can I have some water to drink?" Makato asked an old woman with a big potter on her head. "I'm so thirsty." "Where did you come from? Why are you here alone? You look as if you'd come a long way," said the old woman, pouring cold water from her pot into a small cup and handing it to Makato. "Thank you so much. Who are your father and mother? Haven't you any family?" the old woman asked again. "I have neither father nor mother. I come from the city of Mon over there," replied Makato. "God heavens! Have you really come from Mon? How is it that you are traveling alone, such a young boy as you are?" "I wanted to see Pararuang of Sukhothai," replied Makato. "They say he is a very kind-hearted king." "You are a determined boy," said the woman. "Come along with me, who knows? You might see Pararuang someday." Makato glad to go with her. If he could work for his kind of woman, he would have a place to sleep, some food to eat, and perhaps someday he might be lucky enough to see the king. The old woman's husband was one of Pararuang mahouts, which meant he helped look after 100 of elephants that the king owned. Makato helped the mahout find food for the elephants and clean out the elephant shed. He worked hard and well, and the mahout and his wife were fond of him. One day, the skies was very so clear and the weather so fine that it seemed to Makato that it must be the lucky day. As if he worked in the elephant shed, a young man in a splendid costume, followed by attendants, came in. It was Pararuang himself. Makato bowed low at once and his hand clasped together before him. His heart beat fast. "Where did that boy come from?" the king asked the old mahout who was attending him. "He came all the way from the city of Mon," said the old mahout, bowing. "He heard so much about your majesty and he longed to see you." "How old is he?" 12 years old, your majesty." "A good-looking and hard-working boy," said the king. "Take good care of him." As the king walked away, Makato saw a little cowrie shell lying on the floor. He ran to pick it up and held it to the king. But the king said with a smile, "You may keep it." "How wonderful!" Makato thought. "The king was giving me a cowrie shell." At that time, the people of Sukhothai were used cowrie shell as money. Although one cowrie shell had little value, Makato went to make as much use of it possible. For it was the king's gift. For a long time he could not think of way to use it so that he would earn more money for him. One day he passed by a stall in the market where the seeds of many different plants were sold. He looked along the stall and caught sight of the basket full of lettuce seed. Lettuce! How he could grow plants like that? He asked the jolly woman at the stall. Can I buy some lettuce seed? Oh yes, my boy. How much do you want? I have one cowrie shell, said Makato. One cowrie shell said the woman, laughing. That won't buy anything. I can't even measure that much. Look, said Makato eagerly. Look, said Makato eagerly. I dip my finger into a pile of seed, then I take the seeds that stick to it. That must be about right one for cowrie shell. Well, why not? Said the woman, amused at his suggestion. All right, boy, help yourself. Makato paid the woman his one cowrie shell. Then he put his finger into his mouth and dipped into a pile of seed. When he pulled his finger out, it was covered with seed. He carefully scraped them into his finger into the palm of his hand and went away happily, clutching the seed. Now that he had seed, Makato broke the soil and sowed them at once. He watered the seed bed every day, and soon the young plants appeared. Day by day, he cleared more ground and planted more lettuce seedlings until the kitchen garden was covered with them. He was very proud of himself because he had done so well. I wish I could give the king some of my fine lettuce, he thought. One day the king passed by the elephant shed again. Makato waited his opportunity, then kneeled down and proudly presented his biggest bunches of lettuce to the king. Where did you get this? The king asked, surprised. I grew them from the cowrie shell you gave me, your majesty, answered Makato with a beaming smile. How could you do that? Asked the puzzled king. Makato told the king the whole story. The king was impressed with his intelligence and industry, so much so that later on he gave Makato a job in the palace. As the years passed, Makato grew tall and handsome. He mastered every grace and served the king well. He was so loyal, the king was trusted him so absolutely. He was promoted to higher and higher position until he was given the title of Kanwang, which meant that he was the most important person in the king's court. He was so happily married to a beautiful young daughter of the king. After that, the king made him the ruler of Mon. So it was Makato, who had been a poor orphan, become a king of the prosperous kingdom.